Executive Secretary, National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA. Part of our promise to be easily accessible, we'd like to announce the opening of a new service center at the Moto Extension Branch, Michelle Camp. It was opened on Tuesday, the 1st of September. MTN wishes to announce that you can walk into any of the service centers for any help you require and still remember to observe the COVID-19 safety protocols. You can also use my MTN app or contact MTN through any official social media channel. Stay safe and connected. We're there for you everywhere you go. Yeah, no Srekwampa. No Srekwa. Yensi Jumna, Yenstati Ejuma. Samedi Kankani, Dr. Christian Adaipoko, Registrar, National Teaching Council. Dr. Prince Hamid Ama, your Director General, National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA, and Professor Kwesio Pokwamankwa, Director General, Ghana Education Service. Prof. Machiakwaba.
Yeah, Chairman.
And I pay the MSA. Maji education aboss wa Ghana.
Says education yani ya trendy.
Mona asema ba.
Yani asema de. Yani asema de. Oka no amoy din a enye yi.
Enkoyi. Dr. Prince Hamid Machi Akwaba.
Yeah.
Boko de ya da so. Na Dr. Christian Adaipoko. Boko de.
Boko mi ready ado boko.
E channel bibi wo mu ana.
How is over?
I said, Chenny Bibi. Because I changed different. I said, Bibi Wompa.
Oh, he do.
Fit. I mean, Munina.
Actually, I just say, yeah, man, they're not
your channel. Say, Besame Chawadi, I will say, Chena, I'm in the better. But we will say, Nyamum. I don't pay the Massimo Madagio. Now, many Dr. Adaipoko Kufia said, Doc, National Teaching Council, we say, yeah.
Yo, me da self me. You can National Teaching Council. Yeah, after 2008.
Yeah.
Education Act passed and Act 778, and established a core friend say National Teaching Council, agency under the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
Na Juma and say a teacher force so na ye boase a teacher for Juma be koyi. Ni jina no e boase be ya Ghana Education Service Juma. Any other chire be koyi. Me do ko history mu kakra. A year afi 2000.
Yeah.
Abra mo ye Millennium Development Goals no. Say na emphasis no e wo access so. Say the be yan krofo bi nya kwan akọ akosua de. Na emphasis on teachers na eni ho papa.
Okay.
Inti afi 2010 UNESCO and UN set global monitoring team there. Omo investigation into the goals no. Omo wie no mo hu say quality a problem e wo mo mesum. Don't be by no friends say teachers matter. Not just a teacher for your idea or here. Then yes, say, Odin Quadabe classroom, say, or Mungusia dear. Name the quality of teachers, or don't be called a coach idea and so here.
Yeah.
Intino, sir, National Teaching Council, a regulatory body. Najuma way and say, you be a teacher for the right training or Munsaka. Na Omojuma no more year according to their ethics and professional practice. In short, the medical can't National Teaching Council.
Engineer just say mona mode teacher license no buy na.
Sabe teacher license no. Ye na dey buy e kwan ye fa so a ye dey regulate no ba kono no. Say opese okokoye adwuma as a teacher near.
Yeah.
I was say unya license just like any other profession. Obi to be 50 prekopese me koye doctor. Obra we need license. Yeah, o dey be practice it. Utimi koye lawyer. Utimi koye nurse. Obra we need license. Into teaching, so you consider say a profession dear. Now say ye pu bia be mo 7 years and say bia u 15 ya wa fa chok na ba ko chira de ni mo no I was say we need the right professional knowledge. Now we need the right professional practice skills no. Ya betwa mo aye say adwuma no. If ya de me ehun say wanya ni nyina na say ukuta license ni ya de National Teaching Council na de be ma na ansa na de be ma woni ehun say wafa ntiti ni ginemu am ehun say na de okọ classroom say ye nkwada no okọ akọchira o mo ade a one you are not putting them at risk na knowledge o mo hia no wakwadare mo yi a obetime de ama wo amomotimi e grow.
Obeka said that they say young license teachers so na e kira de. Inti a day in Tinebema, Yabeka say yes, some Abia the license I become.
You come with us. Bible crack, I say, upon that down, send a who near someone. Okay, I'm for French. A man no ya practice at the trial for a very long time.
Yeah.
Na ye kosuni na no na ebribia na evaluate ye hwem na ye hwese e de be ne ma na to sine de de betima ya aboa ma ne ma koso e na aboa ma ye hu se enye no ane se ye de nkwadaba Google classroom ne mum no ye se de teacher fo a omo ye qualified na well regulated do ma Google classroom eno ne ma sa adwene we towards professionalism no e bai na enye Ghana nko amman bebre across the globe no e dey say professionalism yi ayo mo adwuma ya oba Africa ha na you could be a friend of aftra ya omo adwuma omo ye ne say oman bia teacher regulators e wo ho no yi nyina kan ho abomu a ye boa say the be teacher professionalism no you be promote e ya dey ha adwene say obia say be producer won she da nya titia e ma no kwan say wo kira de na wafa na okwa kira de e ya dey ha adwene before the guys at Jikum say the din fatana the fatano akono denye in the duase so intino ansa na obetimi akoso okwakoye do begina no say kokono de onim to ne gina kono so enti say ye fa obia say be producer won say den nim to na say ne kugina kono a defeat dey be defeat here in the same way no ade kire no mu no de owo sa nim de no and you didn't know say on Chadi. Over the years, Naka for how betimi amame further information. Yeah, into him be who say Yankwadano and performance no over the years no he has improve. It be improve a dear Niema. We cannot continue to do the same things. I was it to be changing maybe. In Tinema was changing on focus no back on your teachers. Said ye be a bit me improve or teacher for skills na omotimachadi.
Sana uchichi mudi nkedo. Na asa intiasie amma beginning. I didn't know ma when you and I am been an intiasie teacher for being an what exactly was it? A bear manual some cry.
Manual some be a hard drink a cry. If you say the Mekaya no, Embrano ba after 2008 Parliament in a passing Embrano. President Kufuor time no pass year, but when Timi am fine Juma and fully and the free so. Into afe 2011 and the inaugurate National Teaching Council. Yeah, abaye chairman and senior. Omo inaugurate no, omo she omo djuma se kakra. Until license na nkasa afe 2016.
Yeah.
And omo the bar out to say afe there ombe license teachers. Of course there were a few issues because na ayade aba for teacher unions NTRC and a whole lot of things. Inti say mintimi ho ase nema no it took a lot of negotiations.
Okay.
Inti omo intimi fully implemented and only free honor a buy for buy. The buy for a buy and also you the drone the honor super twas and also cause why the teacher unions negotiate and sign a chain no yenya agreement because not first no na the point and they said no percent obi actual license exams. Whether say we classroom, we teach in our classroom.
Yeah.
And now say afina we want to team or be out will be intro exams and say you do to as a teacher. But a train no negotiations near the Kokrokoo so na no ye nyina age to me say obi owo ya de chenu that will be actually fiancy and fear dream any ade or experience be that grounds no nti o hia so betro nso hwe ne biem na mum no oni pakron de o hia ne say obeye continuous professional development nti no afinu mo no brano ye de ne be kone akọ training no kakra sa na enema bi akekeke mu a mfanse onya ye no na ne nsaka na mum no obi a oba mu foforo de obroni beka say we will have to halt and reverse until the enko ye bia no de dika na ye be dika twaso e twaso wi a na de enko ye ni a reverse until omo ba mu no I was saying making sure say they are of the right quality. Into the right quality, and they say University of Ghana training teachers, University of Cape Coast training teachers, UW training teachers, private UDS training teachers, private universities IBB training teachers, Jackson College training teachers in Yante. Obia or Panya of us or training idea. Then we hear na ye dimu nyina betenase. Near professional exams. Okay. In the professional exams, na ebetron and the bachelor say university bia the ochre microphone ya na mo anchire mu ya ebeba out am nyina ye hu. Enti na ma ye this license no by said the be ya professionals and of course you need to write that exam to pass. And so they are calling you into the profession. na ebeso aboya ma yetimi quality assure training na also the various training institutions across the country.
Enti ebedu mrebe na teacher ni bia achurubi. At least new ones no more band ubia.
Yes, this year the free afi 2018. Obia or free training college bia na free training institution whether university or college of education bia no. Also trial and essential exam. And then what me akochira there. Whether say in the public sector or private sector. Sane mbrane chere. Na sisi no ye guso a year license in service teachers. Ye wo eyinim ye ne wo in service teachers and pre-service teachers. Pre-service teachers ne ye teacher fo a omo want tiem na omo nwie nti owie a omo ne tro licensure exam no ene ye wo in service teachers omo ne ye nkrofo a omo wo ade chere no dada yeah from before 2018 no omo kira de nti obi a no omo sa bia no on tro licensure exam bia na emu no ye be license no wa ye continuous professional development ya e dey upgrading no sana eti
private schools ka ho
private schools can teacher ni bia mrane kire se obi a wo se wo kire Ghana ni akwada ade wo se unya the appropriate license to be able to teach entino so wo public school or private school se unya na emu no mrane sa ma ho kwan se ebinu wo ho a omu hye danya qualification boa wo mo emma omutimi enya license na ye ma omu bibia friend temporary license.
Okay.
Temporary license in the mount said ye be ya obetimi akoso akira de na wo kira de nyina na wo so upgrade wo ho nti obesua de na utimi enya the right qualification na for NTC amount license to operate. Nti sa misconception e koso say ba private school teachers e be yi omu adini ade no enye sanity na emu no sisi ye ne universities ne bi kasa ye be boa say de be ye betimi aye enhanced training ama na umetimenya certificate no umetimenya diploma ne ade na ye incorporate that does not mean say nipa kro no wa anyere wo ho no wa nya the right skills ye de obeba be kira de eno de ye ma na omu future ye di ho ye ho adwuma na nipa adwene so de se bi produce an wo hwemu a ye see computer ya de nso no the brain of the human being no is far advanced than computer until so one hwe no wa hye ni year that you know it can be very harmful. Anything also making sure the teachers no they have the right skill set yeah be boa won amomotimi atiti enkwada na da achi bi ne ni hono mo afakwa bi woni hono mo do abetena ha no ono leti ma bo adwuma ne se de wo bodo ya
my year awie my pass me degree and whatever from a training institution university and ABB na ma ba ma bachelor licensure exam my pass what next.
So passing licensure exam na also yeah another problem wa no dey ma me ba Ghana education service or
and your prof you remember so
because licensure exam no I say what me call from class say obi akoye driving license no pass exams no pass near man driver's license and no just say DVLA for say amount car na oka.
Okay.
Nemu wo say wa akopel car na oka.
Okay.
Nti no NTC as a regulator no ye ma training license no now pass wi a ya ma wa body nkrata kire say Ghana ha ba bia no obetimi a kira de. Nemu no ye ma appointment say kokko kira de wo school we and school we. GS wo betimi afa and na private schools so no e betimi afa wa madan. Na wo ye license wonya license ni wi na wo ade kire no mu dia. Say for the in-service teachers or more the no no and no dear I was say wo koso e di djuma be mo watimi renew license from time to time until no back on say continuous professional development the friend CPD I was say ubomodin na wo yesa continuous professional development ye courses bi ni ade upgrade your skills na courses no we your points are the man the friend CPD points until no NTC for no number of points I was say utibinya in a year into where dimenya sa points na ekoswa infimiensa so say license no you renew mawa me renew because points in wunya aha into no encouragement ma obi ase wunya o license wi a obobomodin na ye courses no sa bebre ye wo ho enu na buy so abomodin de sa professional development allowance abama public sector teachers no so they be at least kakra ombetimi de atwetwa for sa training ni ade e bi ho no mu a e wo school wa wi hia say ba kutueska but the hia say utueska no so no at least there is something to cushion you to be able to do this until after license no that is what is next.
I see. You remember other so with this license but we see me misal say Nipane College 2013 we national service watchro ni NTC wa pass nso yɛn posting no onye den ana no bɛkɔ prof no but prof and then you no want to come to the town train you bobo ni area the baba so but Dr. Hamid curriculum and then you adwuma teacher a we be in National Council for Curriculum and Assessment mo ka say mo ba be review overview ni view ni nyina no obebisa say reforms am I net say
me da si bebre bra kwame odika na memfa wakwanya edunchia efiefo benchia wona am sorry amenya asem tibechia kwesimitimfo nyinara
wajudo papa pay
me chia me metro chief executive municipal chief executive ono abokudwa kwa olubo edwuma papa
odasi
mo kaneda mi wia mepede tiefu be hu de reforms na ye ni nyina no oye connected nti NTC for edwuma wore naka edwuma yare ye ekroso National School Inspectorate Authority NASIA edwuma wore ye nya bom to solve a particular problem in there or there mbofoma wo ku school no won ku school de won ku suade na at the end of the day no bo fi school no na addition we suen ye to all these reforms and them my brother can about teacher council na edwuma wore ye dey question na baby sound they say kade obi a teacher nya onye wana na wana no determine obi as a teacher nti edwuma wore ye no obuama ye build quality teachers it define who a teacher is in the same vein yeah my teachers who a teacher is yeah develop curriculum obuama teachers watch on adie ma when your opportunities are professional development na fi adena ye de kire wo school no so oteden ewi ase no resesa 10 years ago nyama okodo owi ase no onye in the day bibia ba was for COVID-19 your curriculum na COVID-19 nyima a problem because people need to understand viral diseases and reviews na about because internationally no and she share there at least every 5 years bia or there yes sir in curriculum ye review ye hwe there ana baby a yesi no baby a curriculum no nyomo owo no ana so botumodin akọ yenenyima na able curriculum no so no embodied in isolation no you have to ask yourself the kind of Ghanaians that you want say in the next 20 years abofaba or KG CCRA ebia KG2 or be about 4 years you know the next 20 years no with the 25 years we will invest you have to be able to think into the future the 20 years you know what kind of Ghanaians we will need to be able to fit into our society in terms of David Oboboy and more industrialization drive in terms of be Oboboy yes a self-sufficient self-reliant country how can we build a Ghanaian that can fit into that society and that is where curriculum review no oba to the extent that Obama kwan ma fi ya hwe nya ase mes moroko na nhihye ebutumi ya ye wa adisuam ma fi wa ma former woko school wetum we sua dia obutum fit into society until reforms are ye hye ase no ma ye hu yi de odikan Ghana ye won sohwe a ye twotworo nsohwe no oboyen papa nsohwe mo ye inde okire okwana abrofaba no anahie orusua de no bebi ogina ne gina bio yemfa ne des yemfa ne des obi yare no hospital mo de doctor de ade bi ahye na aso a ode to bia na akoma ho na orehwe ade orokodo wo nyipa duani mu yeba nhumasua sa sekekire nyi no pede ohu abrofaba no ne gina bio wo adesua mu a dema de na doctor ye sekekire nyi de ne nyi nsohwe onu na ye de ba hwe de abrofaba no ade a orusua no kwando ana wate ase onte ase aba problem no ho na aba kwan na sekekire nyi no botumu afado ma abrofaba no dam problem no wa solve o send say when sue dam problem na no de bia afraba no ontum nka numbers ebien nka mbom so ontum nka numbers ebien fom bom a na no so oko n'enyima no mo se ba sa so ntum ye den on kan bombom enti o de teacher ye nsohwe na mo otum hu na we hu problem abefo no na wetum wa aboa no da me nsohwe no ye bi wo omani mu ye bi at school level ye bi at national level even international ye bi Ghana in social be offer no trends in international mathematics and science teams na Ghana na other countries across the world they take part first time ye take part no ye bi no ye wi asimnya wo hyehyɛ no Ghana na ye todo ye wi todo ebien last but one.
Not just one you.
The we are seeing the whole world. What the number from where the all JHS2. In fact, actually data and a boom there. I am a number from the winning. Our average age was about 15.5 years. That's almost 16 years. Compared to other countries, I know from around that over 13 years. And so I am here today being. Yantas na ese besana yakobium no so yakobium no was so 4 years later na ese yakobium was so no so ya we to de bi na bebia ye da na hwa na ese ko da bium na ese bosum na nyim okwa na prensa anti na besana yakwa try bium na ese yakobium 2011 ane de yakwa na ya we kra na ebu food afidi ya exam so hwe ne bium. And from 2011 na ye we kra no ya yen sohwe ne biom na sohwe na de ode ba yin de say obiara obenya brebia obakwa kofa the report of teams trends in international mathematics and science teams so google obehu na ade owomi de ye Ghana mbo from no so ba ne kontebu a today addition calculations na ade a sohwe ne nyia no ho no mbo from ne ya ade pa Nemo so bane there ade a wosua no where one applying in a different way afi na why a problem reasoning application of knowledge in everyday context no afi no why a problem enti no kire there ekwana yen nsisaya ya curriculum no a kire there gina bio another foundation gina bio foundation here calculations, algorithms, formulas, and the rest. And that is the reason why I want to compete with our international counterpart. On your demonstration, on could for chief examiner's report. You want Sophie be Ghana.
So the years no a true pass. True poor pass and forget.
True poor pass and forget. In fact, your crew be crowd. Your friend national education assessment. Yeah, no, every 2 years be a primary 4 and primary 6. Yambo formono results in there less than 25% from time I shall no na wotum achieve proficiency chede what ya didn't see what could be no fun early grade reading assessment EGRA and early grade mathematics assessment EGMA also much in fact EGRA na chede mo former Ghana anya no at primary 2 no only 2% no to read with comprehension. And that's a very serious matter for 2%. Us because literacy is the foundation for all other learning, foundation building block. Even in Kuntebukra no or there can then etiasi. And it's a academic social boma yet in a chino. You won't there problem no chachira foka home. Until them dear best sa a chachira for 1 hour for that one for train one. Until chachira for curriculum. Yasano from diploma program to a degree program and there colleges of education yawa bashe university asi. Problem so essential who there a inspection ekwana what for the work schools no there when I sitting at then akadia or the child no or to then what so problems provisioning na inspection so a problem so until so yeah you know yet to kuwa abanu kuwa no so hwe na ye hu de curriculum na so onye relevant curriculum na so problem ho sinto ho say abofa ba wie primary 2 a sisi am no ka say so onye foforo ye oba ya ka entum nka de abofa ba wie primary 2 no there are specific standards or they will achieve enti dam dia na no curriculum na be review na yen hwe ma abrochi na wiase bibia no orokon wiase bibia mo orokon de wa set up standards in fact in can what can be also stand 1 stand 2 stand or standards or standard na ma me mo twa do san 1 san 2 san
up to san 7
san 7 or standard 7 because I set the standard be there abofaba awie primary 6 day there are specific competencies be are there to me show there and pa awie primary 6 na them standards no on no there set na afia boa ma achechirefo no tum wo kire mbofoma na de na we do them standards na across the country and them dia na no the curriculum baba or standards base chede ya she standards ase ya she ade a mbofoma nsua na standards ya she in such a way there on them there say ye pede ye international exams no ntino ya she in such a way there say bia nkontebu a ewi asim bebia no ebia country bia no aprobo KG1 ebi o was ontum count from 1 to 20 enti enko hwe Australia one will count 1 to 20 and now 1 to 5 and now count 1 to 30 enti ye hwe da ma na ye hu de okay Ghana ha ye mbofo no count 1 to 20 but echo other countries are and count 1 to 30 abadi ntia mbofo ma they are all the same children of that age psychologists chire there mbofo ma the same age no wotum sua de regardless of environment enti dam dia ye be ma standard no onye international fa nti onye mayaya yede a new standard based curriculum aba from primary 6 primary KG to primary 6 last year nyame adom ye de ma Ghana education service ono prof no baka wansa ono ye implementation and so your around there monitoring
prof in the way
ada ye ni nya no
prof no
ye ni nya ayenya ye boss because schools na schools no teachers na do no know ti won ka enti ye ni nya ye ma na adwuma no wa akodo ewa enti ye wie primary 6 no afinya no koten mafoma ho JHS so awon so say asesa primary na ye mpado be fi primary 6 nka primary 6 frank wo ko JHS 1 in September ya sisia covid 20 man ko ye mpado be fi ho na afi wo ko JHS na afi wo so ko sua de foforo bia mfoso bia onyi ho enti da media na no ono so ye be review JHS curriculum na so ya ye ewie na ade o ye fel pa wo ye curriculum ya ye yin de bra kwame eyi se obi wie school na se ebi o ya ade won kontabu ana o ya ade atwerewa it is not enough society na ye wom sisia no ye penkofo a wo ye critical thinkers problem solvers ye problem ye wo as hanyi de bia okay waka asema kan ya was station bi say hey na waja to me hey jobo yanko the ontno no wo de or your opinion mean separate opinion from fact ewa na ni nya na ye adekira na kwana for the ye kira de wo school na curriculum no enti dem curriculum ye da aba no ye bibia ye friend core competencies na core competencies we asa nya finance no ye over 200 core competencies but ma we ase se ko pedwuma aye efri krom hanere kokro bia de ko pedwuma ye pa nkofo wo bisa pa e communication that you are an effective communicator, a good communicator. And to them there curriculum no it is anchored on that. You be ye share there. Chede say before man we shan ko tebukra na obomo nkwande won discuss one teamwork. Now want to build them communication
interactive
system.
Learning.
Exactly. Then the collaboration so account communication and collaboration. Yeah. Critical thinking and problem solving. There you must be a problem solving. You know on your day be a 1+1 no. But 1+1 no another you just add some numbers so we are in such a way there or in the problem form after no call fee no call office school no call fee kaka chene ma me there otum can 3 times table pa can recite 3 times table na no ma me kaka chene there na no recite no on share no recite it 3 times table fine 36 na no ma me kaka chene okay na nti se wo balloons e basa na wo sense more balloons e basa ka ho obaya hen which is 3 times 2 no ewa ana obi send obaya hen ogina odi ohwe soro hwe no ma me n'anyim ahwe fom No say, ma, one chair and balloons so. Chair and balloons. Ninya because you cannot apply transfer of knowledge.
Oh, to apply more.
Apply there.
Me on him there. Three. It's a fat balloon na.
What's a sanage? That means social network abrochini nya chire there. Ye mo form no want to upload application ye bo phone poto. Enti my eye in there. Communication, collaboration, problem solving, critical thinking. Enwa. Abaye foundation of our career club. No nyi my fan digital literacy baby ayer kono. If you say ayer konya no there. Ye internet survey computer be funyoman ye but ekaninya buma say ye maths ye science ye history ye offending Ghanaian languages subject ye no yes afro so ofi primary school prayer although nya there for 4 hours
not 3
only 3 hours so 4 hours.
Which is the last one?
4 hours. No, first one you're reading. Second one writing. Arithmetic and creativity. Now
creativity are anymore.
Creativity are.
Arithmetic. Because I know, but what I know was reading, writing, arithmetic.
But the first one STEM, STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. But now you have to add art to it, so that you don't leave the creativity out of it. So we have STEAM. The same way. So because if you can read, you can write, and you can do arithmetic, and you are not creative, that's a problem. That's a problem. And a lot of the issues in here, people cannot solve problems because they cannot think outside the box.
Maybe so, Bibi. The man's away now with curriculum. Meaning the way you should how about one away late starters, slow learners, democraphone. Obi wa how to make a ebia no a lawyer or a teacher or a doctor or a journalist or a body, but mfitiase na on pick up ye a chin na minim des zoe adwimo so e bado, but some people are late bloomers. Inti one day did you consider them crofona? Yes,
in fact be our first year cra why education psychology be catch or the project car about accommodation and assimilation. Chede obia na kwana or receive information. I receive information filter. No receive information na how our team process no on a normal or different. And every individual need to be treated differently. Not only a teachers one ejuma, but curriculum na build no they build in such a way there be a differentiation in it. Okay. And the differentiation in there, make sure there, consider that they are fast learners. And to my example, targets. You set up standards no you set up every standard be a grade level expectation. So at the end of the grade level no or they to achieve that. But you say a benchmark aka ho there say social you won't conform below grade level expectation. E be nyan konfu bi so awye at grade level expectation. E be so be above grade level expectation. Enti ye hyehyɛ such a way that say chechire nyina chirade na say hu ho social na hu da afra no below grade level expectation or chede enye ede nyabotar eden edeman. In fact in other contexts crade no e be hu there your people support teachers bi wo ho a wa for one where people support chede chechire nyi chirade no obi su ne nam obi ni nchen ono so roboa specifically children with learning needs. Enti dem curriculum ye make sure that you factor the madnum ye kan nya bo my friend inclusivity SDG 4 no oka not only access to education but quality and inclusive education. Enti no say the word curriculum no na set and for differentiated targeting inclusivity and shame obama teacher na okochire no when your problem. Enti ni nyare wom you recognize there anya afro bia na osua the same way as others. And in fact, at the core of the curriculum, you will be a friend of child-centered or learner-centered curriculum. Learner-centered nature there, but far from a biado or nankasa on his own or her own there. Nya fraba ni impa meche na de emfa today niko hot na kade awonya meche na de abom today my and the whole class teaching. That's not what this curriculum actually is about. The curriculum no is focusing on individually achieving the target, and in order for us to make sure that no child is left behind though ya system be work curriculum no. You develop what we call a national assessment framework. No so see that. And first time Ghana, a national assessment framework. The national assessment framework and ya benchmark there. Say the primary 2 are. These are the specific competencies already to demonstrate. Say to man demonstrate them competencies now. Not the achieve standard no. And he say for us to know that we are starting a national assessment program next year.
Okay.
And in 2021, primary 2 and primary 4, bachelor them NSAT, we find National Standard Test Assessment, NSAT. National Standards Assessment Test, NSAT. And to them NSAT, ono be from primary 2, 4, 6. Junior high school 8 and junior high school 8 JHS 2 and then SHS 2. The idea in there that them can be a slow learner no ye makwana sisi system ye bo makwana ma ye hu teacher na assessment copy time obodu JHS 3 afane first time we try on software nationally no is a JHS 3 that time no mo benye bia no. Why there's very little we can do. So this time we want to start from the basic. Into primary 2 no sure the national assessment test now. You both learning gap no. And we have added primary 3 no as a compensatory year. The compensatory year in there, them gaps now we identify in the primary 2 national assessment no. Teacher ni binya data no. Or the bayer training in terms of a corner for the chamber from another where brofocus remediation but mam for remedial classes to ensure that the specific standard has been achieved. All the primary 4 so are the same. Now they avoid black crime on you there. Ever can do I'm afraid on yard or mat. On your matter then. Today me. Obi JHS. Obi JHS and say on yard or mat. No, it may not be the case. Ebia enyimpa no otum add numbers. Number be at moment be able to add. Number be about man be able to be able to subtract. But ebia na on two divide numbers. It's no problem is division of numbers. Another problem is multiplication of numbers. So because of the standards standards between where me there afrano or specific areas na on tiase na yetumi abuan ye call ministry ma ye call Kenya sometime last year na ye koto ye kohwe ma wo ye once was started standard base as I think sometime 4-5 years ago ti ye kohwe na ye kohwe no we use a computer program maybe what is here at the Kenya village pa electricity cry you use computer program
electricity you want to computer
we use generator in fact because ye pede be wa ha ye pede mo form no wonya da computer mathematics dey no why the game no rusua ye pede ye bi wa ha afoba bia onya tablet na osua mathematics nkunta bu do dey orbo game bi no rusua dey ye call dey kohwe ma wo ye ho na me hu dey bo hwe na afa no ni teacher wa block but no rusua wa block some areas bi today bia nkuntabu nkutinti questions no ba no or addition nkuti. Why? Because teacher name would there. I found no two subtract but urban addition on yard. Into the whole day idea. Example now was one addition. So you don't waste your time teaching multiplication, teaching the division when you know there I found no attention. No problem with addition. So this is what we call targeting, and if we're able to do that, we will not let any child out because in all sincerity, they are very good. They are very, very good.
But mode of teaching.
Because of how we are charged, curriculum now, assistant, why regimental, why straightforward, straight jacket, one size fits all. Today, I ain't teacher no charge the areas. Do you understand? No, yes, sir. No, sir. But we are talking about individuals here, not a homogeneous entity as if they.
Not sure that call no say yes. Where's he saying?
No, Yabre.
Where's
Prof, I ain't late. Because yes and no, say now about the
about first into our crowd. Yes,
yes, I pass him. Yeah,
I told the lesson was successful.
Was not yet the but. Ma'am, Doc, in some Kenya, is a new way of looking at it. But your problem with him, how do we ensure that the Mazi say new and a prof in you and a banfu fruit bar? We are always, for want of a better way, we're always toying with education. They be a school con a bambia and a regime be a bibia banoa baby, no way, no. For ba on betriado on so be ne dze nti de bia ye experiment ye be de na adi wa ye
that's it nti am the reforms that no are ongoing 87 ye bi you offended events are from ne di no the be my be the JHS be Professor Namu Mensa 2002 ye bi na afi ya ba be do da mebri medical my end there for the first time we develop a national curriculum framework to mark assessment framework so masana national curriculum framework only if no so for Ghana yenye bida we are be a very developed countries I put it down when you curriculum framework na dam curriculum framework ni ya chire wom ekwana one for the infinite reviews, na even durations cry. The duration cry international standard. There, watch 5 years bia. Yes, sir. Young curriculum. And the honor the aspirations are there. Shemama durations. Yeah, the core cabinet G2. Say abani biaraba. Na say osi obere osisa. No stakeholder engagement will require that because I in this particular instance here extensive stakeholder engagement
with teachers,
teacher unions, chiefs, traditional leaders, metropolitan chief executives, associations, teacher associations,
industry
and AGI, Association of Ghana Industry, because you're a rep. Council and many relevant institutions. In fact, you go across the country, you go Tamale, you go Kumasi, you Bankran, you advertise. You go through a very, very extensive and elaborate development process because curriculum development must be inclusive. You know, nipa no botu one man suggestion be, but I as a technical person, or can lay. But I was a technical person. We're not attending into idea, and some of the very fantastic ideas are. Nkwafo ye memoranda what you the buyer. We improve curriculum. I want so fantastic. JH didn't I so the Maranyami Adoma January say campaign na young situation go for okay na so campaign be kwan dia na no January so JHS 1 funa warba because premises were a standard based curriculum want to call JHS 1 question that ona town so warba curriculum another standard based curriculum you find a common core curriculum a common core curriculum no on JHS 1 up to SHS 1 we the same subject throughout until JHS 1 after until SHS 1 after SHS 1 now wa branch and we back we be JHS what's me JHS
where school
now what to the books in yachin JHS mefa math JHS math curriculum JHS 3 JHS 2 and 3 na the co SHS math curriculum over 60% of new money are the same. Just repetition. Really? Yes, just repetition. Because now if you there JHS, you know when we added JHS to the basic school system, to the lower the primary school, to the primary school system, no, or my JHS, no, which is supposed to be a secondary school, no, align itself more to a primary school system because of the F cube.
Yeah.
And you know, curriculum developers, no, one intention there, say, we JHS na foundation is still weak into so about secondary school. There was so it's one doing to all indices are about JHS or SHS or indices or a set or SHS or spend a lot of time while a set and send a beer while a set problem. So having a common no way to new books start watching, but with a common core program, no, we JHS or sense new books, no, we hear that SHS one. So we have a smooth transition, particularly when we are in the era of free secondary school, expanded access to secondary education, with the hope that everybody from junior secondary school enters secondary school, senior secondary school. And the common core program, no so on the anchored on the 4 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic, and creativity, with our core competencies, 6 key core competencies are bind the whole curriculum together. JHS 1 and Yami Adoma, you better start with JHS 1. Then we
that's in January.
That's in January. Then we roll over all the JHS 2 now as I call the next year, the mark of the time, them cohort. And the first cohort, for us to see the impact of the standard base, our first cohort will be those in primary 6 year. There, work with JHS 1. You better hope there. Obiara, Abani Biaramba. Bon person that Benny Biaramba. Now and Kadama Benny Moasha Seno, while Chiado, so more food be a panel way then. We have piano. Now, she say I go to Quaker Seno. Look, changes now. Changes now, Minister Napua, my eye, Newa. Look, it takes you must be. No, you can't. Or pure baby, or they tinker with the system. But these are very structural. But now dare you say that teachers should write exams in this country?
But they are writing.
They are writing it. In fact, people feel proud because you see now you feel that you are now a professional. If you say somebody is a lawyer, who defines a lawyer? Who defines a lawyer?
Or don't go school.
Or you don't go school knowing a certain benchmark because the General Legal Council has set some benchmark with there. Until you meet that, you are not a lawyer. So the same way, changes now banner are very monumental and structural, and you need consistency. There, Adrian Paul tell you, the people behind it, have the time to the next 4-5 years to 10 years to continue with the agenda, and so that I'm afraid with the impact. For example, free secondary school impact, you can see it maybe the next 4-5 years. Last time, World Bank for us why our friend report to be on youth unemployment, and they estimated 12%. By 2016, they estimated 48%. And in 2020, they estimated 12%. And now, me proud of Mr. Baka, Christabel leader, what Troy, me uncle, there come disaggregated data. Now, how many of them, of this cohort, are the age between 17 to 19, 20 are free SHS. O Sunday, the age bracket of 15 to 25 now, or the 2 or no, 15 to 24 no, or the 2 or no. You have a lot of them now going to school until they are not available for work. Yeah. So now it means that unemployment, is going down. So you see the impact of all these years to come. Education outcome until there is done. If you build right now, if you give yourself 6 months, you build, you will see that this is tangible. But the product of all this ongoing reform is when one day you have seen Obiwa graduate from a university, and all these things is going to affect the university system as well.
Because
exactly. Until I start from KG, you secondary school. By the time I able to SHS 2, will be a career pathway. Either you go the academic pathway or career pathway. We call it the high school diploma program until you obey a career or academic. Until say if a career pathway, a be a technical vocational program, another a be a for academic, no so a refer through them white collar job nade. But if you go to the university and you get graduates who are now able to write well and the rest, then you see the impact. In this new curriculum, Obi university only know how to write a CV. Obi university cannot must respond to job specification, person specification, or what no. In the curriculum at SHS, we have SHS 1 or your authentic writing. Or your
Obia send them very interesting. Also, Kwame, we suffered before. Now, this is somebody in his mid 50s. Now, me be kunyan no work for textbooks. PRS do pure mathematics, ordinary level physics, AF Abbott, practical English 1 new edition, Ogundipe, pure maths first course, Backhouse, Lambert new certificate chemistry 4th edition. Also, we read all this, we suffer before.
Serious power. Pure math, additional maths in the day. That time we ordered them program, but add math and mod math, or what we call it the new math movement. It started in the US. Now American for 1 year, Russia for fight about what is the Sputnik?
Sputnik.
The Sputnik.
Sputnik.
And today, what they wanted to do is they build scientists, what call parliament. Then they want to build new scientists. Now, if they want to do that, the kind of mathematics I was share or school no one yet, and you know that was share mathematics. They want from 1 + 1 answer. No algorithms. Only not the new math movement. The new math by so British full Friday modern math. Na yensu be because we were under British. Na yensu be today this type of mathematics, you know, and I don't need to know how to calculate 1 +. I want to make meaning of the calculation. And I know, but this year we are saying this year COVID now, and I need COVID. So the world is changing, and we have to respond, you know, to that. About knowledge and how to apply knowledge to everyday context.
Interesting conversations and Dr. Christian Adaipoku, a registrar, National Teaching Council, Waha, Nanyamutin in Kasia, Dr. Prince Hamid Ama, Director General, National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, and Opemuna Kasatia, Professor Kwesi Opoku-Amankwa, Director General Ghana Education Service. Chese Nyekike Kenya, Kusini Diano. Na Dr. Adaipoku Kasan, okay, I'll say on the Juma, not the GS. Dr. Hamid Amazusi also we are on the GS. Yes, we are Yaba GS. But my main message is Libikaka. Interestingly, your mom would say, oh, yeah, assessment of some of the messages are. I say, when you hear more. Near here, especially teachers near the end of sending. Make us say, do messages a minion about the eating, but to be a quit an idea more of a 80 prof, where there was summa. Now, can you ask the education officers there what went into advising the president to reopen football activities? Because university authorities in Legon have put in a system of admitting students in batches. Stephen, let me jump yours. Why? Say hi to my very good friend, my tardy brother Prince Hamidu Ama, for me. We were in University of Aberdeen together. I see. Where? Interesting.
What's your friend?
Kobe Jan Budu of Tema.
Kobe Jan Budu.
Yeah. I'll say on Aberdeen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Terms of oil and gas.
If I started, the teacher professional training allowance has not been paid. Victor Oyibi, that's the first one. Into the main year Obiso say, with all these reforms in education made by the MPP government, we can only say 4 more. And more years for Dr. Ama. Okay. If you also question so that's Olivia and the Onobey. 1, 2 now. The main ones are back. 1. Ask them when they are paying our responsibility allowance, which has been in arrears for 2 years, plus vehicle maintenance allowance, Mr. Asari. Please ask the Director General. I have served for 15 years in a district in the central region. I have applied for inter-regional transfer to be close to my sick mother. As at now, no reply. Ask them, do non-teaching staff also need licensure exams? Ajiman Club 600 Kumasi. Now, non teaching staff, almost only licensure. That's a one child idea. Anna Kwame, legacy arrears. Prof and the government should be sincere to us. If they won't pay, they should just say it. We're tired of sending our documents to NAT GES offices since October 2016. Nana Sapon Achemda. Ask him when are in-service teachers getting their license. In-service teachers, engineer Dr. Daipukudia, Kwejo Achema Safo. My wife is owed 2 different arrears. 1. First appointment, May 2012 to April 2014, 24 months. And reactivation arrears, October 2015 to January 2017, 16 months. A total of 40 months salary arrears. Last month, she was called to fill some forms at her district office. Ask Prof for me. How does she apply for a reactivation arrears? Yeah, Kwating sends that. I said, my wife took an initiative to write, though not a trained teacher. She's a product of KNUST. She passed. Her certificate has been withheld. Meanwhile, she's still teaching. What is the best way forward? Dr. Boatin Edeba. Until Dr. Daipoku, over to you. Regards to Prince Ama, PC Kwesimintum, Ignatius Anaji, you. Most of the problems and challenges teachers face in this implementation of the new curriculum are the teaching and learning materials, which are not provided in the schools. The policymakers make nice policies, but when it comes to implementation, they don't provide the teachers the needed material. Sky Mataheko. If we implement this new curriculum well, it will totally transform education in Ghana, because the new curriculum embraces international best practices in education. This is what we need to produce competent, creative, and confident people in our society. I was taught by teachers without a license. They were dedicated and well behaved. The issue is about effective monitoring and not license. The private schools are monitoring and they are doing better. They should spare us. Rafael Santa Maria. Okay. Okay, this one politics is a main kind of yeah, from Takwa says, is there no law that can bind these reforms? The question I was asking. Then a check. Is there no law that can bind these reforms? Please ask them about teachers' professional allowances too. Mrs. Kujo Takrade.
What is it about?
It is interesting. Teachers with MPhil, MSc and other higher qualifications are in SHS with no added advantages, yet couldn't find space in none of the manifestos. Kobe, anyway. Right. Prof.
Yeah.
Yakwaba. And I remember Dr. Adaipuku, you did not Dr. Masuni Nefi, yes, I'm wrong. Aye. Indeed, Dr. Adaipuku.
Yo, I'm Midasi. Did you know Breben in-service teachers been on license.
On license, yes.
Yeah, last month near work Shai Usudoku.
Okay.
The license yeah, pilot 2 with 3 district first. In the area Shai Usudoku, at the end of November, Yebeko Sechere South District or Ashanti region.
Okay.
If you were Yebeko South Lugu, if we are saying here, Yebeye evaluation here, the city is quiet. May I correct any errors be Wumnafi, you're rolling out by January nationwide. In the expect within the next 6 months, every teacher in this country will have his license. That is in-service teachers.
In-service teachers. Within the next 6 months.
And now, almost so, almost license are passing. CCA in Omukuta provisional license. Inti, almost provisional license every year. I was say almost say register or NTC portal and also. We are corner ye license. My in-service teachers no license are almost so no. You almost the account preko. Until you roll out or more mature essential exam na passing in answer no. Almost have become more full license.
Yeah.
Then now will be kafa licensure exam no say one background no ye non-professional.
Yes.
But or throw licensure exam.
Yes. Also near in a choya.
First time I hear in 2018 no. Some na ye need teachers data papa.
Okay.
You know, I mean, omo free colleges, but you know, data no. Into yema, quite ma omo they register at their own discretion. Into you be a hono more na unqualified say or register extra exams no, and na or register Troy. Into omo show we na results no buy no, and na training institutions no data no brain. Into hwe mu ne say there be we nanka on fatase o trobi and or Troy. Into sa na de ba na sa yem fa certificate no emma. Now only who quite set utro in the first place. I was saying you should have studied education at university.
But is that not discriminatory?
And yet discriminatory.
Me study education or university. I haven't studied education.
Yes.
Maybe I'm on my first degree in something or the other. Me pese mitimi etrade. My bachelor teacher licensure exam. Through no fault of mine, mo Inti ahono eye momo fum so ma betro ma pass osi we withhold me certificate said it
I mean sanity the first place you're wrong with some try because
inti ade na moma me kwan ma me tro
advert buy me about me church room advert buy no chere say I say we will be others we will college of education and now wakoye education program university and I want kwan say register na me can say me ni o index numbers no more dey near pre-population into our system do be it me call into the system to register in this our first batch no cohort no dey no e see na ye hu say nkrofo bi free be choro ya no mo fata so mo choro and I say no ya get data from all the training institutions in the answer now obetimi register no just say o training institution no do data every university and training college a brain and sani am ho kwan am register actually say no apart from the first group no am dey no basa no e bin CBM but any discriminatory because of kwa me say fata say okoye doctor. Let's say be a professional exams for doctors no pass here. O si teach na yema go doctor. Who you training?
Na identity na doctor for mami Troy.
And they say na because say first na finalization na eba. In the first group no dey there were few issues. But if we no and look at no say pilot bin if we no you who all the weaknesses and ya tighten the system no. And they say we need education untimi and register crown watch.
I see. Into your mom nyina need education qualification biano.
And nipa kakra bi yes you say we hold almost certificate no they will not be more than 50.
Into hold the say yenfa momoda and now cancel BB. I don't get it. Are you holding said that you make the more chance?
You be a friend no postgraduate diploma in education. Enti so we lego okoye visits or okoye DMBB or okoye EBA no. O we no betimi akọ training institutions ni be University of Cape Coast, UW, University of Ghana, K University. No akoye postgraduate diploma in education no. And remember entity yeah chese be see teacher adwuma no classroom ankasa.
And he advises on postgraduate diploma in education. And no obetimi asamba. Na oba ne license and a certificate if they release man. Okay. At least then I take my discrimination back. But beginning they sounded very discriminatory. Yeah, no home.
No be so kase teachers ni bi ohono mo a obi ohono mo ko school no na the teacher need license.
Yeah.
Na bi ka kan say system na ohono say bibia ni ho a problem bia ni ho a pabda no problem bia ni ho a enga yehwe new one na kira kwan. Dr. Amama statistics of EGMA and EGRA. Said ye nkwada no perform ni ade. Am atwa for ni bi a kire clearly say your teacher for no or say ye bibi kakra. Enti na ye ni abrepese ye upgrade the teachers no. Ye go school ye obi ho no a oko university 1992 owie history book history I no 1992 no and no one ne for that so the chira de obi geography in 2005 the chira no and no one no the chira de na okwa planets busa say number of planets yes ya enye 9 biem ebi be ka cho say 8 because Pluto no mo fi say knowledge is changing every day. It's licensure regime is to help the teacher to continuously upgrade himself. It's say knowledge when you in the next 3 years, sad knowledge in your fee say he has said with me upgrading them. It is why to me upgrading now, you don't fit to continue to teach. Now profession BIA was hard to be. Profession BIA and one more who own renew license. If you don't graduate 1 year, the lawyers say 1 year after 1 year no, so why you renew license? You can't go to court and practice. You can practice anywhere. Enti titi hono na eni ho a ene ni ehu se egunya. Enti na ye ni abrese obi amomodin se obeyi bi. Licensure exam. Been working say aditina you also a subject go for to exams. Last 2 weeks teacher prize. Now one of the speakers on mobile Professor Bakon. Was it Ghana how you already a case in soccer you be as sorry. But the point is Kwame see in front say Ufri Kumasi Kotamale. Yeah, could do report make a say pilot back open or no so cry no or ni so one pass it. It's your no demobekwa play no be. And now we go through the plan station. You say driver back open or bit me can do. You so no cry no or control license DVLA one pass it.
Yeah. Interestingly, Adia Okai about postgraduate diploma in education. So much mean Koyeno. Obia send him. You'll be with experience about the UK system. I'll say Kwame in the UK, non-holders of education certificates are required to do the PGCE for 1 year before they are allowed to teach. The PGC is equivalent to the postgraduate diploma in education that he was talking about. Yeah. Well, at least we know that internationally in best practices allow that. Right, postgraduate certificates in education which UCC offers. Okay, thank you very much. The messages coming from the majority of the teachers are surprising. It appears they care more about their arrears and outstanding payments rather than how successful the reforms can be carried out. I feel pain not having had this opportunity, especially how mathematics became a thorn in my flesh. But I'm grateful my kids would. Thanks to the new education leadership, Kwame J. Asante, Poncho Mbubiashi. Poncho, me too. But the teachers have a point. Ja, they say an army cannot march on an empty stomach. Charlie. So, no, dear. Anyway, Doc Ama.
You welcome me. That's yes. I mean, I think largely questions obey around the curriculum, but I think instructional resources. In the after presenting the curriculum to GES for implementation, na yafi yatna back I monitoring as to see there will be a fidelity of implementation. So you try to find out the extent to which GES is implementing the curriculum truthfully.
Okay.
The second one is instructional resources na what about charge and today textbooks na other what we call supplementary materials and conformity development. I hono I juma naka in the assessment and approval. And so far the Menkakran more than 1,000 books in our publishers from different publishing houses. Wadaba Masoye Onaka ma ya assess ya approve ya the listen that ma Ministry of Education on your Ghana Education Service. I don't know what books. And to be sure the DJ Kasa about
address or no. Obisu the crowd brem just to buttress the point of Dr. Daipoku. I'll say KSK, good morning. I hold a PhD in computer science. Yeah. I started teaching at a university in the UK. Though I was teaching, I was required by law to do the PCGE whilst I was on the job. Into interesting, the baby, you would have to do it. Oh, Mr. Message be ama Dr. Ama. Doc, out here, the message be wa. Na muhu makanamo. Na ono no. Me messages be bra na pe but ono no a bomb. Bomb pa na still am hwehwem. Yo. Me hwehwem Odem. I say my regards to Dr. Prince Hamid Ama. Please tell him that as for next year, dear, our wedding has to come on. Diana Amma Bimpoma Mensa.
That's right.
Diaspora Network Television. I'm sure you'll be a him. Then, also now to more serious business. Please ask your panel about Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians who have foreign certificates and are interested in teaching, how does the GES absorb them? Hey. Nah, yeah. Now, Obisu say, Prof, apart from, I know, Obisu Bimbisa say, new curriculum, when will it take effect?
Which of them? Okay.
But, primary school, they know, already is being implemented. GHS, my friend, common core, no, curriculum, I am ready. Training of teachers, best start in the course of next month. Or BBI simulation, master trainers, na regional district training, and national. The reason why I training in particular because of previous interventions. I training teachers, be more was selecting of about 2, 3, 4. Master of trainers now, but you train all teachers as we did last year until the KG to primary 6 implemented. The next one is the JHS to SHS curriculum, which is a common core in January. But next academic year, next academic year, Abra ministry and now I'm paying Bubu Kwanbia on next academic year. That is when we will start, and we are all set for implementation. You're sure the Ghana
Prof.
Yeah.
Yaba.
Chairman.
Prof. Yaba. You see Arias untiai.
Yo.
You see why untiai legacy Arias untiai. Dr. Daipokune, Dr. Makenina no. Over to you.
Wait me Minya Kuma or take a friend of a Freefa, Mr. Freefa. UPK for manager. And Nasimbia. Ne papa eka ya de bia ya de atu ekoto dwuma ya de nam o se se bitafra penny e baller nti obia fa no de abegu so nti won se baller nso de o abotre pa de de beko bia obeje edumre kra na de janso atum nti michia no michia ebusuafo nso nanu mete se o si aye no nti no
na da ben
meme da ebe
o chine chi
nti ebusuafo so o si aye ndie o ma cheda kope o hotel no bibia nti men kan chaw se Kokrokoo team omo expect mo
mate
omo suspect mo nti
mo suspect ye ba
mi chia mi nua ogunua nso ogunua wo teka ono so ne papa da yewie ye de na ne week nso ne akwakoye ne de ensam no bebre na miji se Arias sam no ya de a ehia a teacher for papa na ya chocho lette ana se ya cho ne ma be miensa bi a ye de akwa ban ho finance for ne controller for ho a ye de echechim na mpesenka menya kwan a mekenkan bi na momo ye media for dem ye sure say jamasise won sakra kekan bi dida
o kan letter na metimi ahwehwe am
we dey wa mama kai friend say man ye ko school India for na be kira de no oba okra certificate be nwotwe oba na usuko say oh I need English. Was English? Wait. No a certificate ni bi ama. Say me kan letter na check na ba bi no.
Me wo okay Prophet de Kasa.
Legacy Arias no. Em say eno ya ka ho asema ya tu ho na mo empempi no. Ye di ka akire mu say sa Legacy Arias no. Nipa ya form wo adikire mu be 2012 2013 abepin be 2016
yeah
that's that time na aban enhihye no aban wo ho nhihye no kire se ya fawa na ye fi asese ye tua wo ka ye shim emren bi gu ye betumi atua be bosome miensa pe
yeah
na Kufuado aban bae oye no si o ojidi sesa bi na asese kakra wo nti obehwe na waye ho adwuma nti ya Kokrokoo mu na chese ohwa no mo ye be 97,000 ne kakra bi ka ho ni ajeje omo nkrata yese nti mu be 83,000 de ya tua ni nyina ena ya ne unions no aye ya ho hye mo ko ebi wo ho mo se wo ho na obi de ni din aba wo ho ase ni ase mo de mo ntombo tie ne omu nyina trase ene ya hye ya nti na chese be sa 14,000 bi ana aka kire no eno so etumi hwemu hu be 2,000 ya ko be 3,000 a mo so ese etua ya bi omu din ko mi gidi se ayi afia wie ye om sabe komusika om ma ka kire na omu gidi se bibisa wo no no so ye de ayi koye ye de enkra ekoma ye districts no through the regions no ene ye sheda ye table bi de ma omu a se ne obesi afele form no pepepe ne niema ese o de ba beye 2 weeks a date addition no beye na otwum ye numi na etwa mu ena union for no ba ye se omugidi so omunkofo no bebre ho a ebi omuntumi nya de so omu ye nti omsre yensan embuo mu bi mu ma omu nti eyebue mu ema omu no be fiade ya ne so ye asisi ya fe ne yegigi eniema ni nyina na ye de ya hwe ho asem de di kan no de mpese mekama obia bia ogidi so ka ho bia ye ntua ne de ne se abai o pepa sabi obi amfetua nkwanko gina abai so se sika we tua o pepa ena wo hwe mu nso krampo na sa eyi no mra na enye teacher fo nkwan na wi wo mo na wi aban adwuma yi ni bia enso aban bae no a wo hwe teacher fo ne programs ne se ni wo se education no so tumi ayoma no ye yi a na chese bibia be koyie no opene so se obetua enti saa ne mana ye ho ne nyina ya chocho ho letters dia koma controller edi bi ko Minister of Finance mo ne ade na nyina ye saa enhyehyeye na obi nso saa bisa se ni ose otale areas be ose transfer ose bibi any reactivation areas no mo ne saa ne manema ye wo areas no bebre bi wo hono mu a ebi wo hono mu a esanse computer sam ni niema ide adwumenti ebi wo abehwe na odidin no kra akosi ntua enso bedu hono na afri mana se ebia nipa na afi we bosumi we obekona ni din ya ma na se ebia ba na sika no nsonom ne ade da bia yenya bi e ma omo de beba ya bobo asa areas ni nyina no ya bobo ni nyina no na ohwemu a jese emse nipa be 32,000 bi osesen sa leta no kranko de nyame na mesan ye
ene napo
obi
minni bi yes nipa ni 32,504 no kre sana mate
pepe
nipa 32,504 since 2016 to 2019
jese bi musika nketenkete bi we say osime area so we ake mari no legacy area
but prof says can kwa bro 100 million cedis so
say na say nipa na ye kan 32,000 ye can you
504 since October 2016 bepimen ne
nti no jese abai onye se oda so kra ti ye ministers to train no pe eno no a said that we dey ese me anam dem esa hye eno no kire opepa aban wo e wo sa ne manema no ntinya de a odidi agro kra se bibisa ebeba ba ku bi nso aba so an mate senkofo e kan bebre ese responsibility allowance ya keka ade na ni din papa no enye responsibility allowance additional responsibility allowance allowance no enye teacher fo nyina no monsaka
aren
nkofo bi a ya mo adwuma bi aka adwuma a omo ye no a bosume so a yetua omo ka deda no ya sa ma adwuma kakra ka ho omo no group no omo ye be ye enkono ye wo head teacher fo a omo wo ye primary ne ye KG no mo ne GHS and ye wo headmasters ne headmistresses for omo secondary schools ye wo house master for any omo senior house master for ye wo form master for omo no sa no ene ye so ya mo adwuma bi aka omo adwuma a omo ye no enti no mo no ye more responsibility allowance mate say bi no so say ye twam enti no na nkwa ma bia no e be san de aba obi antwa bibiem de enchechem kakra wo mketo e bi ne say sa responsibility no yeah in Ghana Education Service no one of those first levels of leadership I demand call for. So since you could be head my friends so could be head was school be more over kono na near my ya can you say nipa na say bia why four master pen so why senior house master pen so why assistant head pen engineer dey hu enonum no say a first level of leadership I dey prepare yen call for no na eno no nyina chi na san say eno no ukọkire wa de nyina wi no asa ye no so aka ho nti no ni ama obibi kakra etumi ekuchin o nti eno no yen hihye mu no de enya de say eye wadwuma ka wo ye bia be mfiem yinu ana mfiem yensa na nka wo no wo waja say ma no bi foforo so aye na che so bia so enya sa leadership ni experience no kakra
no me peneso sir
mo peneso schools ne ye ena ebi so ho no mu a unya ko se ukokwa brede ho ka unya rank no course kakra pa na bia ye wafi sa you know so you fan say oye you fan say house master so ba be ye deputy director out me di header ebia head ni bi enyamai na emum no say betimi am akwaye bibi te say your friend say assistant head
okay
so enti sabane sa na say u free sa house master no so a nipa wa ba foforo na yeso oje sa sika no enye wo na wa free so no ebia asesam a na bi mo ho no ma eyo mo say o enya de na to so no say unya yi no ho unyi no ho so the responsibility allowance enti no na em say jamo makotire mu atin wo ba bia ya ebi no say o responsibility allowance e be restore enko e na restore responsibility allowance no ye da hotua na me wa ibi wa ha say me hwe nipa be ye 40,000 a teacher for be 40,000 ne omo non-teaching staff omo gisa responsibility allowance ni bi no 40,000 any 12 as of September hwe
September baby
inti ya
na any 100 cities na see atiti no eno so dey
100 cities na and papa we akachi eno no ye so ukaya okasa no
Dr. Daipoko
ukaya okasa no okase ni license no
yeah
omo wo mu de da omo kira de no de enya de afi ne ye be kase ye be ma license foforo na emom no mbe ye nkyerɛkyerɛ bi de amom
that is before 2018
mbe ye nkyerɛkyerɛ bi de amom na sa nkyerɛkyerɛ na omo be ye no e na omo ye ne sɛ ehun nkrataa no ne niema omo be ye ne ade na teacher for no so omo tua be ye 100 Ghana cedi na no a che so ye no ba ko na na obetua 100 Ghana em say we renew so e wo de obetua no na aban so esan so pese sa professional teacher la professor teaching eye adwuma no na why say o ma a teacher for be a friend of professional development allowance
and only 1,200
no into mo ye professional teacher mo be no na won so awo mu a the da won your professional teacher na mu ye pese encourage you no so won so be 800 cities
na ya started the ma ana afi ne ba be
ya tro ho letter me dey say we dey on sankan bi ana dey on so sankan bi
me nyanka hwe sa me be ha dey say bi ana saka
enti me wa hwa be kan ya chem say
o dey me hwe
se through phones na so kan ya na a teacher for na ho na hu say enye wa pa yo bi na emum no so enti no no me yi kra matie ne say enhyehyɛ a ye wo ho ni nyina kɔ ema yi Minister of Finance for kra tro controller for say kan emra so na
prof
ye tia me ka
9th October 2020 na tro letter no
When you be.
They will now sign.
Say them say Jama.
What's saying? Just on our tree.
I'm say Uncle Kwaku. Uncle
Yes, the intercepting. I will GS get now. Deductions of licensing fee from continuous professional development as allowance of teachers. Okay, one paragraph says it has been agreed between the teacher unions within the GES and the National Teaching Council that an amount of 100 cedis per teacher should be deducted from this allowance when it is paid and credited to the National Teaching Council for the teacher's professional license.
Espionage.
Management of GES would be grateful if you could authorize the deduction per teacher from source. Kwesi Poku Amankwa, Director General, Professor. Prof, when and how can I? But Prof, Mimi sir, in church and in Tiasa Nanya Juma, because there are complaints messages eba. Someone Tiasa in India, yes, deduction.
100 no. I know the say who can let no cry catch up say any unions.
Yeah.
And this are common.
Ain't unions no so much
na abaya ma 1200. In fact, professional development meaning say omo makeke medicine, nurse, accountants, whatever. Meaning say obia ma sika se fa develop ho. Abaya ma 1200 afie bia o so be ma 1200. Na emo no femu 100. SAS can you know the man for professional development too. We do be CP, do be say now renew license near 100. So abayi fi hwa license ya abayi ade ase say eso yi so abayi SAS can fi hwa the baby so tia SAS can na so yi eno omo union for ne say ye beje wi ansa na so kote na akoye sei no ene yenye san chihye nti eyi ye friend say nkomo a eni omudi ye amo pene so amo tro ho letters ni ade nyina ade ba nti o letter no sampa me de no na wo kan de abon say letters ni bi kra ye friend say references wo ho
me say earlier discussions wo
nti letter om de ba ni reference wo ho teacher for de om de ba unions and de ni reference wo ho no nti ni nyina ye aban hyehyɛ pa opese education no say tumi nya education ni ya de aka kire ni nyina na de me kama yi ma teacher for no so atene say ne ma fa omuyie die ho no enya de a ye da so kra enya de a ye da so kra ye ho adwuma papa so yi say o hwe me kire ha say abon say abrantie Kokrokoo bi tia na ba say you was upon ono na ye payroll say me ye ho adwuma cheso on na so kra otumi ebi otumi ha me